They defer. Dustin Hopkins to kick it off. Cordero Patterson and Jalen Warren are back for Pittsburgh. Temperature at game time, right at the freezing mark, 32. And off we go, week 12 with a bouncing ball, and if it goes out of bounds, we'll wind up at the 40. Instead, it's picked up along the sideline and brought back by Patterson to the 22. Thought about letting it go, which would have brought the ball out to the 40, but instead has to pick it up. And here comes Russell Wilson. 10 really good years, of course, a couple of Super Bowls, 1 win, 1 loss in Seattle. Then kind of a forgettable stay in Denver for 2 years. The first year, totally forgettable. Second, a little bit better. Comes to Pittsburgh. There he is, 4-0 when he got healthy, taking over for Justin Fields who started the year and went 4-2.
Yeah, I think Arthur Smith coming over as the offensive coordinator. It's been a very good fit for Russell Wilson and the back, Najee Harris. We'll see how they do tonight.
Come up with a diamond formation in the backfield, and right off the bat, Shelby Harris takes care of it.
Welcome back to Prime Vision with Next Gen Stats. I'm Sam Schwartzstein. I'll be here with you all night. As you know, our show looks a little bit different, specifically the way that we help guide your viewing experience. On offense, when the Browns are on offense, we're going to have prime targets. That's when a player is more than likely going to convert a first down. Jerry Jeudy leads the NFL in prime target opportunities. He'll have a green orb on him.
So Jalen Warren comes in the backfield now. Harris starts. Warren comes in on a 2nd and long. A little motion here. They give it to Warren. He's having a heck of a year. And Warren busts one for 16. Tackled by Thornhill. He's a guy, you got Harris in the backfield. You overlook this kid.
No doubt about it. You can see how sudden he is. It's a great trap block right here. Watch the left guard, Samalu, come over. Kicks at him out. And once he gets that kick out block right there, it hit downhill so quickly. I think that's the change of pace that you get when you get Jalen Warren in there. It was quick bursts, being able to get into that 2nd and 3rd level of this defense.
And he goes to the sideline. Harris comes in off the play fake, quick throw, breaking a tackle, taking it out to the 40-yard line. Goes Darnell Washington, big 6'7", 264 tight end. Good blocker, but they're going to try to work him into the pass game a little bit more.
Believe it or not, this is what he looked like as a freshman in college. I remember when he was at Georgia, Brock Bowers was getting a lot of attention for obvious reasons, and all of a sudden Darnell Washington came in and looked at him, and we thought, boy, he looks like an offensive tackle. He's close to 300 pounds, but you said it. Great blocker, but improving as a receiver gives Russell Wilson another option.
Tomlin has dressed 4 tight ends tonight, thinking about the weather. Meanwhile, the pass is caught by Pickens. Tackle there by Martin Emerson, setting up the first 3rd down of the game, 3rd and 1.
This is Pittsburgh's attack this year with Russell Wilson. They want him to be just a distributor. Run the football, get the ball out of his hands quickly, and then from time to time hand it off to Justin Fields and let him take it over.
Here is Justin Fields. There he is. So they put the code on Russell. Fields comes in. They have special packages for him. Mike Tomlin telling us last night, he's not just Wildcat shotgun, he can throw if need be. 3rd and 1. And that play is blown dead before its inception. Brad Allen, the referee. False start.
Number 80, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So that's Washington, and now Fields will come out and Wilson will come back in.
That's the risk you take as far as, of course, you want to get Fields in there in those short yardage situations, but just the rhythm and the cadence of going from one quarterback to the next, just down at the bottom there, the tight end Washington, just a little flinch, just a small little thing, but again, that's the risk you take there by changing quarterbacks.
And on the road, even though, you would think the Steeler fans might even outnumber the Browns fans, but that's not the case tonight. On 3rd and 6, that pass is caught in between defenders. And to the 38-yard line goes Pat Freiermuth. And the Steeler fans who've made the trek from Pittsburgh serenade him.
Yeah, and they had him stacked. This gives you an idea of his skill set as a tight end. He gets behind Pickens, just kind of works off of him, and then is able to separate away from Greg Newsome, who's outstanding in coverage. But a well-designed play there by Arthur Smith there on that 3rd down after the penalty to give him enough room to get Wilson the ball.
Warren is the running back. Warren carries. Good run again. Bounces off one Brown. And taken down at the 33-yard line. Bounced off Thornhill. Picks up 6. 2nd down and 4 on the game's opening drive for Pittsburgh.
Arthur Smith has brought, I feel like, an attitude. I think he's a perfect fit as an offensive mind. When he got let go in Atlanta, you look around the entire league, who could fit with what they needed to do. Remember the Matt Canada years, they just could not find that identity that really fit with Mike Tomlin, the great defense, and they have found that, I think, with Arthur Smith, with that outside zone game. We saw Derrick Henry when he was in Nashville with the Titans, and now it fits here in Pittsburgh.
See the flurries, meanwhile, keeping it. Wilson taken down there by Ellerson Smith. It will be 3rd down and 2, 4.5 minutes into the game. Russell Wilson, 13th year. Mike Tomlin, of course, when he got the job in Pittsburgh, he was 34. He won the Super Bowl his 2nd year, got to the Super Bowl again in his 4th year, rolling along.
It's incredible. All the coaches will tell you it's one thing to get up there. It's so hard to sustain excellence the way he has.
Go 3 tight ends here. Wilson under pressure. Bury him. Myles Garrett wants to hear it from the crowd, and he will. 7 sacks coming in. That's going to make it 4th down and 11.
This is going to be a great matchup all night. Dan Moore is isolated one-on-one. He got a little bit of a chip initially, but not much to slow down Myles Garrett. And that's great coverage that eventually allows Garrett to be able to get that sack. So it's a great combination of coverage downfield. Russell Wilson holds the football. That's a dangerous thing to do with Myles Garrett closing in.
Chris Boswell is having a phenomenal season. This is a 58-yarder. He's only missed one all year, 29 out of 30. The one he missed from 62. A little windy, but not that windy. But the kick wide to the right, so he misses his 2nd of the season.
Beautiful.
There you have it.
There it is.
1st down. Jameis Winston has it tipped, and it's incomplete. So his first play tonight is a pass to the outside. You know, we were wondering about how much passing you could see. The weather forecast was worse than it looks right now.
Yeah, we expected possibly rain throughout most of this game, and then it turned into potentially snow showers. We're on the lake, so you really never know what to expect. We'll just kind of ride it out as this game goes. We just know it's cold, and Kaylee's holding on for dear life down there.
2nd down and 10. Handoff will go to Nick Chubb, picks up about 3, and then he gets slung back and slung down, and the crowd wants a flag. That's Peyton Wilson, the rookie out of North Carolina State, who made a phenomenal interception last Sunday. But nothing happens, and on we go, 3rd and 7.
It's obviously been a challenging year for this Cleveland Browns offense. They've had now, after tonight, 8 different offensive starting combinations on this offensive line. That's the most in the NFL. Of course, the whole Deshaun Watson saga, we'll talk about that. Jameis Winston has stepped in to give them a spark, but so many miscues and mental errors, and there's another one on the offensive line.
False start. Offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That's Joel Bitonio, the one guy you can really count on. 11th year, and he's been great throughout his career.
Yeah, the interior has been really the strength over the last 4 or 5 years, and they've been mostly consistent. It's just been really on the edges. This year, though, it's been a bit of a revolving door trying to stay healthy, and it's really impacted the continuity. When you don't have continuity up front, it's tough to do anything.
4-man rush, 3rd and 12. Pass is caught into Steeler territory, goes Jerome Ford, but he is taken down well shy of the 1st down by Cam Sutton. So the Browns are last in the league in 3rd down conversions. What does it tell you? Among other things, you're looking at a guy who punts 5.5 times per game. This will be his 56th of the season. Corey Bajorquez to send it down toward Calvin Austin. What is that? A flag is down. Whatever that was. Did the wind move it as he dropped it?
The gunner ended up almost in the 3rd row, so that's where the flag came in.
Meanwhile, the kick was about 10 or 12 yards. And the Browns are excitedly going back to the bench as if we're going to see what the penalty is.
This is what I saw. I mean, he went deep into the bench. It's Beanie Bish up there that just keeps getting pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, beyond the bench.
During the kick, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, block out of bounds, receiving team number 23. 15-yard penalty from the end of the kick. It's first down.
He called it on KZ. This play, would you?
Yeah, Al, of course it's illegal to block the gunner out of bounds once all 4 feet get out. But if we watch, the Cleveland player pulls him all the way into the bench area. Is he blocking or is he pulled in there? I could make a case that it was more of a pulled into as opposed to a block.
And now you've got another flag for a false start on Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, the Bajorquez punt went 12 yards. Then the personal foul is tacked on. Now you got another 5, and that false start is on Connor Hayward, whose brother, of course, plays on the other side of the ball. Cam.
Both these offenses, I don't know if it's the conditions, they're just slow to settle into this game. Another flinch here by Pittsburgh to get them behind the sticks. We saw Washington earlier, and now it's Hayward.
So 1st and 15. It's Calvin Austin on the move into the outside with room to roam, and a stiff arm there is Harris behind.
This Steelers offense has taken on the identity of Arthur Smith. Around the league, he's known for showing run action, some of the highest in the NFL. Right now, they're 2nd in the NFL at 65% run action. That's combining their called runs, which is 49% of their plays, as well as their play action, which is 16%. They want to make everything look the same so they can suck the offense or the defense up, to then the offense throw behind them.
Rookies.
Short drop. Russell doesn't like what he sees, and then he gets pushed out of bounds by Jordan Hicks. That'll make it 3rd down and 6 after a loss of 2.
And if you haven't seen Russell Wilson play since his couple years at Denver, and you're looking, he's 4-0 since he's taken over for Justin Fields, and you're wondering what is he doing right. I think what he's doing right, and we saw it on the first drive, is when he's playing in a quick game and the ball's getting out and he's making quick decisions, and the bootlegs and the waggles and the nakeds along with the running game, that's where they want to live. That straight drop back where he starts to kind of go back to his Seattle days, he just doesn't have that in him as often as he did in his younger days.
3rd down and 6, going deep downfield, and it's caught. Pickens covered well, but he adjusted to it, and Denzel Ward didn't. You got one of the top corners in the league going up against Pickens, and Pickens wins that battle. And on a 3rd and 6, they pick up 32.
Remember, they stacked like this before, and he went to the inside route. This time he opts to go downfield, and the good thing here is great separation there at the end. Denzel Ward never is able to locate the football. What a job there. Nice throw to give him a chance, and a heck of a job of focusing on that football there by Pickens.
To the ground, over the left side. Jaylen Warren for a couple.
Pickens will use every ounce of his body on some of these catches. The right thigh got in play, the left leg, the right knee, everything it takes to secure that football, and it never touches the ground. So what a play. How about that catch he made against Washington a couple of weeks ago?
Unbelievable. He's capable of that. We've seen it over the 3 years.
Yeah.
Developing more consistency this year. Harris is back in there. 2nd down and 6. Harris. One thing about Najee, he's as durable as they come. He started his first game as a rookie. He hasn't missed a single start since he signed as the #1 pick back in 21.
Well, there's a lot to like about that. And again, I think he's only going to get better and better as he has a feel. And I love how they continue to rotate him and Jaylen Warren. Got to give Jim Schwartz a lot of credit. He knew coming into this game the line of scrimmage is going to be everything. Pittsburgh wants to run the ball. They'll try to occasionally get you with some play action on early downs, but he is sending his defensive line loose. He wants them to penetrate and create those negative plays.
Steelers already 2 for 3 on third down, and not this time though. To the 38, Van Jefferson, former Ram, tackled by Ronnie Hickman. So now Mike Tomlin on fourth down. Fourth down, looks like a short 2, long 1. Take your pick. Leaving the offense out there.
Yeah, he's going to bring Fields out. You know, and with Fields out, it's not just the quarterback's going to run it. There's the possibility of zone read, where he can read off the end man, give it or pull it. They can run quarterback power. There's a lot of different things, not to mention what you said earlier. You can make, he's going to run, and then pull it and throw it. So a lot of different options open up when 2 runs out there.
They line up in a tight formation. Then they send Patterson all the way to the left. And Fields looking for room and won't find it. Grant Delpit comes up to make the tackle. Final score, Cleveland nothing, Pittsburgh 33.
Ouch.
And here we are. From the 40-yard line. After the turnover on downs, the Browns start. Looking for room, finding some, breaking tackles, goes Nick Chubb.
Let's go back to that fourth down run, and you know, it almost looked like with a pulling guard, like a false pull. He's trying to get something in here, and then he ends up pulling it to the outside. You got Myles Garrett, who ends up taking away the edge, and then you got Grant Delpit, who's doing a really good job there of making sure he can't bounce it to the outside. There's Garrett, and then you'll see 9 setting that edge, just nowhere to go. Again, give that defense a lot of credit with another big stop there.
180, what's up?
Inside 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Chubb again. Chubb, took over a year off last.
So Kirk just talked about what happened on that fourth down play. Well, what about the decision not to go for it? Next Gen Stats had it as a toss-up, but we all know the reason why they didn't go for it was the amount of wind in the stadium. We can actually account for the amount of wind there is. So in a normal stadium, Chris Boswell would have had a 44% make probability. Here with the winds conditions tonight, 35%.
Devastating. A lot of people didn't think he would recover. He obviously did, and you hope the same will be after this injury as well.
3rd and 2, off balance. Winston throws. Pass is incomplete, intended there for Cedric Tillman. So once again, the Browns, as we mentioned earlier, last in the league on third down conversions, and they're 0 for 2 so far tonight.
The offensive line does a pretty good job here, considering these pass rushers. Look at these 2 edge rushers and how quickly they get in there. He's got enough time. I just felt like when he stepped up, he collides with the guard and then got off balance, couldn't complete and have an accurate throw there.
All right, here's Bajorquez. His first punt was 12 yards. This a little bit better, and it will take a nice little bounce to allow Cleveland to down it at about the 10-yard line. 2:01 to go in the quarter. Back in 30. Russell Wilson checking out the play.
The Browns could not have asked for any better starting field position. They're right around midfield, their own 4.
Meanwhile, Pittsburgh stopped a missed field goal and then turned it over on downs. Start here, this drive. Harris, tackled by Maurice Hurst, 2nd down.
I think the story is going to continue to be, both these offenses have to be able to run the football. You can see the penalties for the Steelers tonight compared to the first downs. We're off to a bit of a slow start here, but Pittsburgh running the football to set up their play action to hit those big shots downfield. We saw one so far where Pickens was able to beat Denzel Ward.
2nd and 6. Garrett on the sidelines for this play. Rolling, throwing, short throw. And a gain of about 3 that time to Darnell Washington. It'll be 3rd down and a couple. Here's Kaylee.
Guys, Steelers receiver Van Jefferson, we've just learned, is questionable to return because of a quad injury. He was on the injury report last week with that quad, played through it, but now it looks like it's bothering him on the sidelines. He just got off the exercise bike.
It probably means more action for Mike Williams, perhaps. 3rd down and 2 here. Meanwhile, the Steelers have a streak going that's in jeopardy. They have scored in each of the last 22 quarters. That's 5.5 games. And that pass is hauled in at the 27-yard line. Again, it's Pickens with Ward, which will be a good battle tonight. He wins that one again, 1st down.
Yeah, good position of this football. Allows Pickens to use his body to shield Ward away from the ball. And there's Wilson again. When he's on, the ball is out quickly. See, Ward gets there maybe just a little bit early, just playing the football. He's now 7 of 7 to get this game started. Russell Wilson for 77 yards. That's a pretty good start.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your hand on the ball. We're going to take the quarter, okay?
It's a good come-out roll. 7-7-7. Anyway,
Yeah.
first and 10.
You got to coach me up on that one.
One of these days. Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit, Kaylee Hartung start the second quarter. First down for Pittsburgh here. And start on the ground here with Warren taken down by Diabate at the line of scrimmage. Mike Vrabel had been at Tennessee, of course, for a number of years. Got fired at the end of last season. People thought he might get a head coaching job. He didn't. So he's out there kind of like, on the street in a manner of speaking and, going skiing or whatever he wanted. And Kevin Stefanski calls him and he says, hey, come on over. Help me out here. Give me a little, tutelage or whatever it would be. And he's on the sideline tonight.
Yeah, Vrabel's been, he started off where he wasn't going to come out to much, many of the games, wasn't going to come out to any of the road games. And each week it seems like he gets a little bit more involved.
This is Warren again. You got to give Stefanski credit. I mean, Stefanski's taken some heat, as any coach would too. And meanwhile, he's been to the playoffs twice in 4 years. He's had a ton of quarterbacks. You bring a guy in and then the fan base starts to go, you know what, maybe we should get this guy as the head coach. Give Kevin some credit here.
Tell you, when I learned Mike Vrabel was a great coach, he just got done winning the Super Bowl, came back to Columbus, and my twins and his son Tyler were about the same age, and he coached, I think, kindergarten football, and he talked to them the way he talks to these Browns players. And I was like, that guy's going to be a great coach. Get your ass over. I mean, he was just like, in this politically correct style of coaching, that guy is a football coach. Even with kids.
Well respected. Getting open free is Calvin Austin with great speed and shows it there and takes it all the way down to the 25-yard line. Calvin Austin on a 48-yard bomb.
And that's what he can do. This is a great job of being able to attack his safety. Delpit's athletic, and he can play in man coverage, but I think his eyes got messed up. He looked a little bit to the outside, and with Austin's speed, he's able to get around him. Look how close Garrett comes to getting that pressure on Russell Wilson. But that is a well-designed play and a great job by Russell Wilson finding the matchup against the safety.
Austin ran a 4.32 at the combine, so he's a jet. Meanwhile, here's Harris breaking tackles, but costing him. And the ball is out, and Wilson is there, and Russell Wilson is able to secure it. So Najee Harris fighting, and it's his first fumble of the season. Harris throughout his career rarely fumbles. That's the first of the season for him.
You know what? If you go back and the ball is definitely out, but if you go back to earlier, you could see Russell Wilson standing there just in case that ball came out. He was watching him and watching him and watching him and waiting for the threat of the pot. Look at him standing there, and just in case that ball gets popped out, it looked like Delpit may have gotten in there and knocked it out.
So second down and 13 now.
Charge timeout. Pittsburgh.
And Pittsburgh will take
It will be 30 seconds.
a timeout, a 30-second timeout.
But let's remember that heads-up play there. The great throw by Russell Wilson comes back, and just that veteran leadership there, just in case there's a fumble by Harris. Because if he's not there and not even paying attention, that's a fumble and that's a Browns football.
Let's go to Kaylee.
Well, guys, and this week, Najee Harris actually told me Russell Wilson was the veteran that this team needed. He said the past 2 years, the Steelers have been a young team, so much so that even when he was just in his second and third year here, he felt guys were looking up to him. Now he believes they have the one-up each week because of Wilson and his knowledge of specific tendencies of players, coaches, and schemes, and you saw it at work right there.
Yeah, well, he's been rejuvenated himself. Not that he lost confidence. I mean, he's always a confident guy, but those 2 years in Denver were like, whoa. After those 10 in Seattle.
Yeah, no doubt.
Second down and 13. Off the fake, then he throws it to the outside. Flag is thrown, and Harris gets spilled at the 27. We'll hear from Brad Allen next.
Illegal formation. Offense number 83 was covering number 80. That penalty is declined. It's third down.
It was Hayward covering Washington. Declined, so it's third down and 10 now.
It's an area that Pittsburgh is really trying to come up with answers, plus territory, not just RedZone. They moved the ball pretty consistently with Russell Wilson in there at quarterback. But the closer they get down into that red zone area, the more challenges they have at being able to finish off drives. That's why Broswell's had to kick so many field goals.
29, in fact, most in the league. 3rd down and 10. Wilson, pressure, got it away, and trying to work his way for extra yardage, but not close to a first down, is Warren, who takes it to the 24. Now Boswell, who missed earlier from 58, only his 2nd miss of the season. Twice this season, Boswell, the wind is whipping. It's going, if anything, it's going into the wind right now. 6 field goals last week. They didn't score a touchdown, won the game. 6 field goals against Atlanta earlier in the season. No touchdowns, won the game. This to put the first points of the game on the scoreboard, and a flag is thrown, and that one from 43 would have been good.
That movement on that left side of the line, they're going to push him back 5 more yards.
Snap. False start. Offense. Number 97. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Not been a clean game. You know, when you're Pittsburgh and your margin of error is so small because you're winning with defense and special teams, and that was a veteran, Cameron Hayward. But when you're winning like that, you're on the road on a short week. You got to play clean, you know, and they've not done that in this first half.
Ain't that easy playing clean tonight. That wind beginning to whip. Snow coming. It's now snow because it's 31 degrees. 48-yard field goal for Boswell. And that kick is good inside the right upright.
0-1 Defensive Player of the Year for T.J. Watt. Last year, Myles Garrett. Watt 104 sacks, Garrett 95.5. Just tremendous to watch them, and they do it in such different ways.
That will be a touchback as the ball was taken outside the 1, and then Ford had to pick it up in the end zone and downs it there. So out to the 30 it will come. Here comes Watt out onto the field.
And you know, I mean, imagine having an older brother as good as J.J. Watt, and you try to not only deal with him in the NFL, but even in college, going to the same school. He's, again, very different style of a pass rusher. You can't imitate him or live up to what he did. He had to kind of carve his own lane, and he's done that, obviously, throughout not only his college career, but now brilliant NFL career.
So Jerome Ford is the running back now. Ball comes out to the 20-yard line since it was outside the goal line. Downed it in the end zone, so Ford is the running back here now. Pass is caught here, and on the move for a gain of 15 yards is Jerry Jeudy. Had a big catch, and sooner or later you knew they were going to pick up a first down, and they did.
Going back to the kick return, looks like it was touched. Terry, you want to hop in here outside of the end zone, right?
Sure, Kirk. It was touched in the landing zone. So, and then the kick brought it in the end zone down there. So it's a touchback, but it comes to the 20 because it first touched in the landing zone, not the end zone.
So they start from the 20, take it out to the 36. Their first down. The pass is caught on the near side and spun around and taken down after a gain of 8 is Jerry Jeudy, tackled there by Joey Porter.
So even though this is a team that wanted to come out and...
You heard Kirk talk earlier about T.J. Watt's pass rushing ability, his overall defensive player of the year, but he's actually having one of his worst seasons rushing the passer, only 9% pressure rate. But when you look at his run stop allowed, that means when they're running near him, how often is he stopping the offense for a negative expected points? He leads the NFL, one of the best run stoppers at edge this season.
The first couple series of the run, now they're able to throw it.
2nd and 2. It's another first down here. You know, Jerry Jeudy, those back-to-back catches. I mean, Russell Wilson looks across the field and says, he was my guy the last 2 years.
That's right. And you know, with Amari Cooper being traded to Buffalo, Jerry Jeudy kind of takes over as the main go-to weapon now, almost wide receiver 1 for this offense. I feel like all 3 of these receivers, with Amari Cooper now out, you know, Jeudy and Cedric Tillman, Elijah Moore, pretty good group. Njoku, throwing him in at tight end. A lot of weapons.
You haven't seen him targeted yet. Sooner or later, maybe now. Over the middle. That's caught here by Jerry Jeudy. Tackled there by Joey Porter. So Winston is now 4 of 6, and 3 of those have gone to Jeudy, 15 yards.
And the offensive line is doing a heck of a job here on this drive of giving him time. We just talked about TJ Watt. How about that push off there at the top of the route by Jeudy? Look at the time he has. Accuracy there by Jameis Winston.
Yeah, you saw Porter touching his helmet, reaching his helmet, saying, hey, how about that? Officials say, 8:20 to go to the half. Ford is the back here. Ford looking for room. Barrels his way. He may have the first down by the time this is over. Crowd loving it. So Jerome Ford, they're going to mark him apparently a little bit short of the first.
How about that? They get this drive going through the air, and then they're changing some backs, trying to get some fresh legs in there, and this is just tremendous effort. Steelers trying to rip the football out, and Ford's just driving his legs, carrying defenders for another 4 or 5 yards.
2nd and 1. Chubb back in. Keep it. Winston picks up the first down. Yeah, you know, Chubb is still really in the rehab process in a manner of speaking, because, you know, he missed all of those games a year and a half. So they want to make sure they don't overwork him at this point.
Yeah, I mean, and he's one of the hardest workers. You know that he's going to be a guy that's never going to say no. He's going to want more, but it's just a matter, they have such gratitude and appreciation for who he's been. They are trying to ease him back, but he's told us that he feels like he's close to 100%.
Pass to the outside. Short gain here, if any. Preston Smith, who was picked up recently from Green Bay, stops Nick Chubb after a gain of 1. 2nd down.
Ken Dorsey getting a handle now as the play caller for the Browns, trying to find the best way to put a drive together. The first couple series where they had great field position, they ran the ball. They ended up punting after 2 3 and outs. This time he's decided to open it up with formations, throwing the football. I think it's gotten Jameis Winston into a nice rhythm, and this offense has responded.
8th play of the drive. 3 runs, 4 passes to this point. And on 2nd down and 9, keep it on the ground here. Head down to the 21 goes Chubb, setting up 3rd down.
I think the Browns would tell you that they've had so many injuries up front, and what was supposed to be a strength, which is their running game, between the working Nick Chubb back, the revolving doors of injuries up front. I think they finally feel that they're healthy as they can be up front, especially in the interior with Teller, Posick, and the left guard, Batonio. So it's good to see, and you're starting to see them get better blocking angles here in this drive as well.
4-man rush, fires, caught, but it's going to be a little short of the first down. Elijah Moore, just thinking a minute ago, hadn't mentioned Patrick Queen's night. They picked him up, of course, from Baltimore. Just mentioned his name, made the tackle.
Well, here you go. You're at home. You're 2-8. You're taking on a division rival. You've beaten them 4 of the last 5 times here in Cleveland. You got to go for it.
4th and 1. It truly is a home crowd here. I mean, even though Pittsburgh's 120 miles away, not too many terrible towels. Not as many as we normally see anyway. 4th and 1. Can they pick up the first? Indeed. To the 15 behind an Ifedi block. Chubb makes it 1st and 10.
That's a great job by Chubb feeling this. His ball could bounce or it could be a cutback out this way. Watch the vision here. He's going to read the block at the left side here. The linemen are able to use the leverage there, the left tackle. Really good job there. He hadn't played a lot, and that's Ifedi. He's a right tackle playing left tackle, but does a heck of a job there to help him out.
And there's Patrick Queen, who is down. So an injury timeout as they work on Queen. With a little less than 5 to go in the half. 3-0 Steelers. Patrick Queen is back on the bench. Peyton Wilson takes his spot. It's 1st down from the 11-yard line. Winston will throw. Caught on the outside. Diving to the 1-yard line. And Njoku with his first catch of the night. So sooner or later, you know they would go to him. And Wilson Winston is now 7-9 for 63.
Njoku right here, 1st and 10. You got 3 tight ends in the game. It's a great look to show that you're running the football, and they bust a trend there with Ken Dorsey with the play action. The eyes of the defense in the backfield. Njoku able to slip out of that left flat. Nobody picks him up. Great call there by Ken Dorsey.
Queen is back in the game, missed one play. Bring a fullback in here. From the 1. Chubb scores. To the end zone goes Nick. And Cleveland takes the lead. How about that? 2 quick 3-and-outs, and then 12 plays, 80 yards to move in front.
Yeah, you got to give Dorsey a lot of credit for the adjustments they made within the games. This is an offense that, again, they're very confident what they can do with Jameis Winston. Quick decisions, ball out. They feel they can win some matchups out on the perimeter. And then once they did that, they're able to get back to running the football. Real good balance on that attack there to lead to that touchdown.
Dustin Hopkins' point after is good. Jameis Winston on that drive, 6 out of against 2 and 8. Yet one team is only favored by 3.5.
Right, exactly.
Maybe 4 points. You know, and you talk about a trap game and what that means and all that stuff. Is Pittsburgh I guess you can look ahead in a way, but you know, right now took a 3-0 lead, gave up an 80-yard drive. What can you say?
Well, for Pittsburgh, it's about putting points. They got to score touchdowns. They can't kick field goals, and no matter who they're playing. They've got to be able to get on the road and be able to put, once they cross midfield, continue their execution and not be satisfied and settle for field goals. The other thing that stood out to me on that last drive, that looked like the Browns' offensive line. Like, if you're going to win an AFC North game in the snow and these kind of conditions, who's going to win the line of scrimmage always is going to decide the outcome. That drive looked like the Browns' offensive line that we were kind of expecting to see all year long.
That kick through the end zone. Steelers start from the 30. Kaylee Hartung, what side football? Football's like over here. That's your deal.
Yeah.
You know, we got other deals going. Works out great?
It works great.
From the 30-yard line, they start this drive. A little toss back here. The Harris picking up a couple.
How about when he said initially, his wife said, "Boy, what's the fuss about the football stuff? Like, why do people care so much early?" Now, of course, now she obviously gets it, but it's probably nice for him to be able to unplug.
Oh, for sure.
You know, and be able to just get home and not have to worry about all that stress.
Been married for 28 years. It's working out.
No doubt.
2nd and 8.
But Russell Wilson continues to be very accurate. Receivers are running good routes. 10 of 10 so far in this game.
For 128. Yet to throw an incompletion. Here, under pressure, loses the ball. Strip. And the Browns are there to get it. Myles Garrett came in. He extracted it. And Winston Reed comes up with it. So earlier, Wilson was able to recover Harris's fumble. This time he fumbles, and there goes your Defensive Player of the Year.
Tell him that they're 2-8. This game doesn't matter. That's passion and that's energy. That's the matchup we keep talking about. Are you going to help out? Tight in there initially, a little push to try to help out Darnell Washington, but that's not enough against Myles Garrett. Dan Moore, you know, he knows about the speed. He knows about that power that he has. Again, that combination, 275 pounds. But sometimes it's not about the sack. It's that length and just getting his hands on the ball to knock it away from Russell.
Short field now from the 31. So after that long drive, that defense has to come back. That pass, reaching up for it. Moore, Elijah Moore makes the grab. And the Browns at the moment looking like anything but a 2-8 team.
No doubt about it. And you know, this week when we got ready for this game, I went back and I looked at Jameis Winston and, of course, followed his career so closely in college at Florida State and what he did early in his career at Tampa. And it kind of went away after 2019. He went down in New Orleans, sat down and sat behind Drew Brees and was there with Sean Payton. And didn't start for a number of years until he's getting this opportunity here in Cleveland right now.
Keeping it. Gang tackle, but he picked up the first down with forward progress.
I thought he had an interesting perspective about those years that he was down in New Orleans with Drew and Sean, and he said especially in 2020 when he lost his starting job, he threw 30 picks the year before in Tampa. They get rid of him, they bring Brady in. He hits rock bottom in New Orleans, and he said, you know what, with how his eyes kind of glisten, and he said, I actually look forward to I got to learn from Drew Brees and Sean Payton.
For dinner cruise tonight after the game.
I actually get to participate in that tonight.
There you go. We'll be on it. Nick Chubb, we cruise down to Cuyahoga. 2nd and 8.
All right, let's see if the Browns are going to be able to punch this in or have to settle for a field goal. They're not going to be in a hurry, that's for sure. Pittsburgh 2 timeouts remaining.
And they got a false start here.
False start. Offense, number 65.
Fetty, the left tackle there.
Second down.
Again, the guy has played majority of his career at right tackle, but because of all the injuries they've had at left tackle, DeJuan Jones, the latest, he's bumping over from right tackle over to left tackle. And a lot of times he's out there on an island tonight against 2 really good pass rushers.
Second and 13.
Going on the snap. All right, here we go. Let's go, let's go.
180.
Winston dancing, throwing. Taken at the 17-yard line, Elijah Moore.
Jameis Winston does a really good job here of not throwing this ball because Queen takes away this underneath route. Look at his eyes. He wants to go to this crosser, and instead he comes off of it. There's a time Jameis Winston is just going to make his mind up and throw that football. Instead, he works from the left, doesn't predetermine. See, he's looking, he sees 6 flash, so he comes off of it, comes back, locates that check down, and that's all he's coached to do in this system. Don't force it. Just check it down. Live for that next play.
Timeout that time taken by Pittsburgh, their second. Cleveland's going to get the ball to start the second half. So Tomlin wants to conserve enough time.
Yeah.
Stop them here, and they'll have plenty of time. So 3rd and 7. Mike's been here before. He has seen it all.
I always ask you, does he have a glossary of those sayings?
Unbelievable.
Does he? You think it just comes?
It comes naturally.
Just comes out.
Love it. Meetings with him are the best. 3rd and 7. On the ground, nothing. Stuffed. So they'll settle for a field goal attempt. That's Patrick Queen taking the measure of Nick Chubb.
Interesting call with the timeouts and with the time, and right now so far they've not called a timeout. Pittsburgh, you would have thought they would have, but
well, it's interesting.
Here we go.
You saw Stefanski say, "Stay out there, stay out there." Clock down to a minute.
It's a kind of work clock here, I would think, right?
Well, yeah, you would think, but who knows? Yeah, trying to at least draw him offside. Even if you draw him offside, though, it's 4th and 1. You still don't get the first down.
It's all about the clock.
Correct.
Let's get a call timeout, kick his field goal. But in the meantime, he ran the football intentionally, let the clock keep going. He's either going to work some clock or force that last timeout by Pittsburgh. And Mike decides to hold on to that last timeout.
So he could have had like a minute and 20 or so and no timeouts, or 42 and 1 timeout. It's an interesting strategy. Take your pick.
Thank you.
Go back and look at this 3rd down play. T.J. Watt off the right edge of the offense, just collapsing. We talk so often about both he and Myles Garrett as great pass rushers. T.J. Watt, because of that get off, this is one where he's able to get down and get into Chubb. But man, he is so complete as an edge player.
Well, here's Hopkins. He missed 2 last week and a 3rd, which was negated by a defensive penalty. This one from 34 yards. Bojorquez is the holder. And the kick is good. Roll, baby. He's got to, show some moves.
Oh yeah, he's definitely feeling it. And by the way, Dan Moore's a really good left tackle. He just, if you don't have help, you don't have a back, or you're not sliding the protection that way, you're out there on an island against both he and T.J. Watt. That's no man's land.
Pittsburgh starts from the 30. Can they move into field goal range with one timeout?
If you're thinking about Boswell's career-long 59 yards, so they're trying to get it, around the 40, 41-yard line at the very least. Got to get inside the 40 to give him a shot.
Yeah, Boswell's one of those guys who's getting better with age. Doing this for a long time.
Such a big part of their formula, too. I mean, this is how Pittsburgh's played for the most part, with the exception of 2 games. This is how they've played all year. These one-possession games. They're 5-2 in one-possession games this year.
So Wilson is 10 of 10 for 128 yards. Surveys, throws. He's 11 for 11 to the 49-yard line. Goes Pat Fryermuth.
There's the idea of saving that timeout here. Wilson's calling a play, trying to get everything lined up. Clock keeps moving.
24-23, ticking down, saving the TO to the outside, but not looking. So the two of them not on the same page. That was Van Jefferson, who was, Kaylee was telling us before, listed as probable.
Yeah, they're talking down there, Al, the officials, without a receiver looking. Sometimes you see the ref will come in with a late grounding call, but it looks like they're going to move on.
Just looked like Jefferson and Wilson were not on the same page as Wilson retreats, going deep, and there's a contact, and is there any flag? There is none. You got Martin Emerson and George Pickens getting tangled up. Pickens pleading his case. They say no, you got 11 seconds.
The thing that makes me always nervous about that is when a defensive back doesn't really have a feel for where he is and where the football is. Watch Emerson. That's the one aspect that makes you nervous that a call could come in.
Got a little arm bar there, but no flag. 3rd and 10. Wilson. He's going to get sacked back at the 38-yard line. Myles Garrett. What a show he is putting on. 3 sacks tonight.
So we've seen him isolated one-on-one with Dan Moore. So instead of working out here, he works to the inside. Now he gets matched up there against a rookie, Zach Frazier, the center. Zach Frazier said, "What did I do to deserve this?" I thought he was out on the edge.
The Cleveland Browns shocked Baltimore 3 weeks ago. Trying to shock Pittsburgh tonight. Lead at the half, 10-3 to Kaylee we go. Chris Boswell to kick off. And the Browns will start at their 30-yard line. Moments ago, Kaylee with Kevin Stefanski.
Well, Kevin, your offense scored on those last 2 drives. How do you want to continue to attack the Steelers in the second half?
Yeah, this is a tough team. It's AFC North football. We knew this was going to be a battle. We have to do our job. Early on in those first 2 possessions as an offense, we had too many little mistakes, and you can't do that versus a good football team.
Myles Garrett, a huge factor in that first half. T.J. Watt, essentially no factor. How do you continue that?
Well, I'll worry about our guy, number 95. He's capable of doing what he's doing, and we're going to need him to do that to finish this game.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Kaylee.
All right, so Cleveland now starting from the 30-yard line. Winston throws. That catch is made by Jordan Akins, the number 2 tight end first down.
And that's what they're going to have to keep this consistency throughout the game to be able to close it out and win.
The Steelers can do to try to get him going here in the second half.
Pickup of about 3 on the ground. Nick Chubb, we haven't even mentioned this, but Deshaun Watson, of course, was the quarterback, tore his Achilles, and that's the reason Winston even got the opportunity.
Boy, he looks great, and there again, there's T.J. Watt's numbers, the double teams, and only 11 pass rush snaps that he's had so far, you know, he's itching to get after Winston. Winston, for the most part, has been pretty clean back there. He has moved around a little bit, but the line's done a good job of taking care of it.
Play action. Under pressure. It scrambles. Throws on the run. Caught by Tillman. Loses the ball. Picked up by the Steelers. So Tillman had the first down. And then Dante Jackson will wind up with the football.
Looked like Deshaun Elliott, the safety, came up and knocked it out. 25 right there. Put his shoulder right on the football and went right up into the air.
First down,
You know, Tillman is a physical receiver. Second year out of Tennessee, 6'3", 215. Just doesn't take care of the ball. And it's a heck of a job by Elliott of putting, it's just a classic tack on how to rip that ball out, and he just got his shoulder on it to pop it loose.
Yeah, spun him around. He's getting fed on the sideline, making that sign. So each team now with a turnover.
Let's see who made the tackle. Jameis Winston hustling downfield. Brings him down.
From the 25-yard line. Steelers, their first play of the second half. Harris cutting to the outside. Good move. And lunging forward, picks up 9. Knows he's a yard shy of the first down, 2nd and 1.
One thing to remember about the Steelers, when they come out at halftime this year, they come out with really well-adjusted plan. They're outscoring their opponents by 80 points in the second half. That's second best behind only the Buffalo Bills.
To the ground again, need a yard and get it. And now the Browns think they came up with the ball. Officials will come in. Nothing yet.
Ruling on the field is
Nope,
down by contact.
contact.
First down.
Yeah, I think you can see right now that he still has possession of the ball. He's down.
Hip is down. Ball comes out. Terry McCauley indicating to us down by contact. As Brad Allen confirmed. And it's a first down from the 37-yard line. Gain of 1 for Najee Harris. Harris tonight carried the ball 9 times, 26 yards, a little less than 3 per carry.
Well, the Browns are living up to their reputation with Jim Schwartz by outnumbering the line of scrimmage, putting as many bodies up there as they can, leaving their corners at times out there on islands. They have confidence that their corners can hold up. And up to for the most part, they've done a good job of not getting beaten downfield. I think we had the one that Pickens made a great play on against Denzel Ward, especially in early downs. They crowd that line of scrimmage in that run game.
2nd down 9. Warren to the 40. You're looking at a defense here, Kirk. They were number 1 in the league last year, fewest yards allowed. This year, 19.
Yeah, it's a different year. Ton of injuries. You know, the trade of Zadarius Smith over to Detroit. Mike Hall had some issues early in the year. He's been injured now. Another guy that they thought could be really good, Alex Wright, was out after a torn tricep week 4. So they lost 3 of their 4 best pass rushers other than Myles Garrett.
See where that thrilling noise is coming from. We really appreciate that. 3rd and 7. Wilson, little lollipop. And trying to keep his balance as Warren Thornhill got him. And he signaled a first down. Whoa. Wow.
Or just maybe short by about a half a yard.
Yeah.
How about an effort there by Thornhill? He was way back in the middle of this field. He makes that play. And then you get another great play here by Warren. Somehow he gets hit, and he gets another 4.5, 5 yards. Comes close to getting the first.
So you got a 4th down and 1, and they go for it, and they stuff him. Maurice Hurst takes him down. A snow globe in Cleveland tonight right now. Snow coming down. Temperature is 30 degrees. After they turn it over, Cleveland starts from the 45-yard line. Looking for room, picking up 3. Jerome Ford, 2nd down.
Let's go back.
Let's look back at that 4th down. And did the Browns make the right decision by going for it? Oh, one of the biggest reasons always decision guides are going to tell you whether to go for it or not is the conversion probability. And they had over a 70% chance to convert on inches. You'll often see, more often than not, if it's inches, they're going to recommend to go for it. So you're saying, well, they're going to go for it in their own territory? Well, that's not that big of a deal. There's a lot of game left. You still need a touchdown to be able to come back into the game. It's a good decision to go for it there.
Takes it, gets wrestled down just inside the 40-yard line by Cam Hayward. Has had a pretty quiet night, but a very noisy career. 14th year in the league. Picked him #1 in the first round out of Ohio State. Son of Ironhead Hayward.
That's right. It just looks like this year with his 5 sacks, 6 tackles for a loss. He's knocked down 5 passes this year. He looks like he's, maybe in his late 20s this year, the way he's playing. Fountain of youth.
35 years old. 3rd down and 4.
0 for 4 tonight on 3rd downs.
Can they convert? No, they can't. Tipped at the line of scrimmage. So that time it was.
Yep. We just talked about Hayward, and usually he's able to get in there and affect the quarterback by pressuring. This time, ball is out in a hurry against that blitz, and he's able to bat the ball down. So they come up with a turnover, and this time they are able to get a 3 and out. But his defense, Pittsburgh defense, steps up again.
Of course, just after I say he's having a quiet night, naturally, there you go.
Of course, yeah.
Reverse
Works
kibosh.
both ways. Works both ways.
It does. Bajorquez's kick will bound into the end zone.
More than it has all night right now.
Looks great from up here.
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
We're loving it. From the 20-yard line, they start this drive here. Warren to the outside. Nice move. Gets forced out of bounds on the bench after a gain of 9. Pushed out there by Ronnie Hickman. 2nd down. The dog pound. I don't know, man. You got to be out of here. Well, I think you're out of your mind. If you're looking for
or you tailgated a lot all day.
A nonstop to the Cleveland Clinic after this. Pick up a 1st down.
But their own offense, you can see the results here. They got to start putting a drive together and putting points on the board if they're going to come back and win this game.
Yeah, this is their 8th drive. They've yet to punt, but nothing doing here on a pass that's incomplete. Well, that Cleveland defense really responding here. Dalvin Tomlinson that time came in, flushed him out. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, this is, again, as much about the coverage. Jim Schwartz is mixing up these looks so well. So showing man, sometimes pre-snap show man, and then get out of it and play some zone. They're playing bracket coverage. They have Russell Wilson right now seeing things. It's causing him to be hesitant. That's then allowing that pass rush, that time with Dalvin Tomlinson, to be able to get home.
Really coming down now. 2nd and 10. To the ground. To nowhere. Warren again. 3rd and long. Devin Bush makes that tackle. Under 8 to play in the 3rd.
Yeah, you might sit there. We put a graphic up, showed you the drives, and say, boy, if you're a Steelers fan, what's wrong with Pittsburgh's offense? To me, it's what's right with Cleveland's defense tonight. I mean, we can point the finger all we want at Pittsburgh. This is about a Cleveland defense showing up ready to play and incredibly well prepared.
Without question. #1 in the league last year, number 19 this year, but they look like #1 tonight. Third and 10. Wilson going deep. He's got a man wide open. It's Van Jefferson this time. So Jefferson gets free down the sideline. Forget the elements. Russell says, I'll take a shot deep downfield for 36.
We just talked about how they're changing looks, and they show one look pre-snap, and then they change at the post-snap. You see the corner gets fooled. He goes to the inside and stays on Calvin Austin, and that slight hesitation opens up the outside to get it to where he really wanted to go, to the outside, and Van Jefferson makes a heck of a catch there.
Harris, no. Stopped in the backfield that time. Diabate makes the hit. Loss of a couple. 2nd and 12.
Brought it up earlier. If you're a Steelers fan, you know that this has been an issue all year. They move the ball, and then when they get into this part of the field, things slow down. And they're not quite into the red zone, but they're 30th in the NFL in the red zone. It's a matter of still being able to run the football and getting the ball out of the hands of Russell Wilson quickly. You don't want it back there holding on to the football.
3rd and 11, flushed out. Looks for the sideline. Skirts that sideline and comes close to picking up a first down. Tackled just inbounds.
I think he got it there.
He did.
Yeah.
Gonna give it to him.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Russell Wilson is 35 years old. He's in his 13th year. Remember, he didn't play early because of a calf injury. That's why Fields played. And yet here he is, understands exactly where he needs to go. Well, there they might take a peek at that. There he's definitely short of the marker.
But do you want to challenge?
Yeah, they did. It looks like they did bring it back. It looks like it is 3rd and about a half a yard.
Right, they did bring it back. Didn't need to challenge.
Snow's for real now.
Oh, I'll say
it's almost a whiteout.
3rd and 1. Harris. No. And Cleveland in a position again to force it on downs with 4th down coming up.
Remember, they're 0 for 2 on 4th downs. They've not done well in these short yardage situations, whether it's the conditions or the Browns defense or the combination of the two. So they're going to bring Boswell out to kick this.
Right. This won't be easy in these conditions right now. Kicking what would be into the wind. This will be 41, 42 yards for Chris Boswell. Call it 41 yards. And timeout is taken.
Yeah, the play clock down to 5 seconds.
Pittsburgh has to use it.
Yeah. This is an important. This is you need to come away here with points, right? I mean, you're down to under 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Field conditions, the way your offense has not been able to finish these drives, you got to come away with points here.
So what are they going to do right now? You going to send the offense back out there, or there's Danny Smith, longtime special teams coach, working on that gum.
It looks like they're going for it.
Yeah, now the offense is going to come back out. So 4th down and 1.
Interesting, Mike Williams hadn't been playing a lot tonight, but he is on the field right now, 18.
Made a big catch a couple of weeks ago against Washington, picked him up from the Jets. Longtime former Charger. So here they go, 4th and 1. Jaylen Warren is the back. Play clock at 4. Wilson to throw if he can. Spins away. Fires. Caught along the sideline. Fryermuth, the tight end, gets free. Worked his way free. Garrett that time chasing Wilson and hit him.
Boy,
First down.
not only did he chase him, he had a running start, and Russell Wilson knew exactly what was about to happen to him, even in the snow. Watch Myles Garrett almost spying him. Look at this running start. Lowers the boom right into his ribs as he releases that football, and look at that, right on the money for the first down. That's clutch by Russell Wilson.
8-yard gain. Markings are starting to get obscured here. Harris to the 9.
Came so close to pulling that one out and heading to the end zone.
Tackled by Isaiah McGuire.
And McGuire had on hold into that right ankle. He almost slipped out of that, and I think he would have made it all the way to the end zone for that touchdown. Remember, red zone an issue for Pittsburgh. Will they come up with answers here?
This is not Aloha Stadium, by the way, in case you're wondering. 2nd and 6.
This is the AFC North football, baby.
It is.
It's Ohio weather, baby. I love it.
High snap. Recovers. Gets tackled at the 17-yard line. Jordan Hicks. So again, the high snap from the rookie center, Zach Frazier. Nothing's easy right now.
No. And you know, it's not a matter of snapping it high. It's really probably the grip of the football as much as anything. Russell Wilson, just being an athlete there, is able to somehow come back down with it. But now they're way behind the sticks now on this third down.
3rd and 13. Have to get to the 3 for first down. Wilson in the blizzard to the outside. That'll be caught by Pickens, but well short of a first down. Emerson was covering on the play. Field goal unit coming out.
Didn't even hesitate.
Now 4th and 7. 2.5 to go in the third. The division leader meeting the team in the basement. And the 2-8 team giving the Steelers all they can handle. 28-yard attempt. Corliss Waitman to put it down. Boswell's kick, if he can find it,
Good luck.
is good. Only on Prime. So it's so obscure. We're going to put in these virtual lines so you can see them, us too.
Wow, that's
Otherwise, forget about it.
good effort out of you guys there. That's beautiful.
Our boys, Mark Titleman, the team man, Pierre Musa, our gang in the truck,
They're prepared for the snow, it looks like.
helping us out. Thank God. From the 8-yard line, Jerome Ford works his way up to the 35-yard line. Kaylee, you making snow angels down there? What's going on?
I sure could. But guys, I want to explain the significant advantage that the Browns seem to have right now as they drive down the field towards the left end zone compared to what the Steelers experienced as they weathered that drive to the right. Russell Wilson was getting absolutely pelted in the face with snow. I can only imagine his vision was obstructed, because mine was, as I tried to walk down the sideline that direction. But here with, under 2 minutes left, they will switch sides soon here, but the Browns need to take advantage of this.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very significant as they go with the win. Winston downfield, reaching up. Can he make the catch? Njoku. No, that is Blake Whitehurt. Sorry about that. They just activated him. Blake Whitehurt, 29 yards. He was just activated before the game.
Yeah, how about this call here on 1st and 10? And what an effort there to go up and high point this football in these conditions and come down with it. Went up against Dante Jackson. Big advantage with his height. Comes down with that football.
So Whitehurt, 6'4", out of Wake Forest, second year in the league. Replaced Jeff Swain, who's hurt, and makes a big play. Nick Chubb now.
Not only has had a great play, I mean, think about a 10-6 game, about under a minute here to go in the third quarter. If nothing else, what a job of affecting field position here. We'll see if the Browns do on this drive, but that is a big play and a great way to respond by Jameis Winston in this offense. Boy, they trust him in running this offense right now.
Half a minute to go in the quarter. Chubb to the outside, gets taken down to the 31. T.J. Watt, quiet night so far, makes the tackle here. Sets up a 3rd and 5. We got everything but the Zamboni out here right now.
Big third down.
Browns, will they run a play before they switch sides? They do. Winston throws over the middle, caught. Ooh, and breaking a tackle, but they may have stopped him shy. Tillman banged into Queen. They're going to line it up, see if he got it or not.
Queen hits him hard. He stays on his feet. Tries to finish it. Came close, by the way, when we were away. They measured. He was about 4 or 5 inches short, so we'll bring up 4th down, but he goes into the 10. And the Browns offense, up to this point anyway, still out in the field. You're right. We need a Zamboni.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Get the shovels out.
Well, you get changing cleats here. The field entirely different than it was at the beginning of the game.
You know, the Steelers have won 2 games this year where they've not scored a touchdown. You know, last week against Baltimore, week 1 against Atlanta.
Yep. Big 4th and inches. Jerry Jeudy lines up in the backfield. And they give it to the fullback. And the first man through is going to pick up the first down.
And Chubb, I think they end up moving.
This was the right call by the Browns. And to go a little bit deeper in conversion probability, there was a 70% chance they converted on this fullback dive by Nick Chubb. But there was actually only a 77% field goal make probability. So you're almost just as good opportunity to convert on the 4th down versus trying to kick a field goal.
What do they have to lose? They're 2-8.
Nothing.
Exactly.
From the 23, open, making the catch to the 5-yard line, Jordan Akins. So on this drive, Akins, the number 2 tight end, and Whiteheart, the number 3 tight end, and make the big plays.
With a center field safety, watch Winston hit this seam route between the safety and the corner, gets it out quickly, gives his tight end a chance to not only catch the ball, but to be able to protect himself from that hit from Minka. Good job again, man. Jameis Winston seeing the coverage tonight from Pittsburgh, even in these conditions.
14 of 17 is Winston on the ground, chugging his way. Can they stop him? They do. At about the 1.5 is Nick Chubb's 2nd down and goal.
I mean, you're talking such a big difference between 17-6 and 13-6.
Especially in this weather.
Yeah, in the weather, late in the game, Pittsburgh offense, it's struggling to finish drives off.
Film into the locker room.
Number 68 and number 59.
Drive started at their own 35.
68 and 59 are eligible.
Bringing 2 linemen, both eligible here. Winston looks up at that clock, which is down to 4-3 on the play clock. Gets the snap. Chubb. Stopped at the 1. 3rd down. Isaiah Loudermilk makes that tackle.
I think you just keep pounding the rock. You got confidence. This offensive line has held their own tonight. I think they got confidence they can win up front. You got Chubb, who's done a good job of being able to move the pile. Got a Steeler down.
Yeah, on his one knee there is
It's like Roberts.
Yep, Landon Roberts. So the injury stoppage. Of course, the Steelers are minus Alex Highsmith already. Now you got Roberts down.
That was a big collision there with Reed, the linebacker, 59, and Roberts. That's what took him out of the game. You come up, they run the ball here with Chubb. They come up half a yard short. They're going for it, right? I mean, they're going for this touchdown.
You have to.
Yeah, because worst case you don't make it. You pin an offense back in these conditions, back inside a 1 yard line. So they got 2 plays here to run Chubb and see if they can get it in.
Yeah, you make them go 99 yards, and
right.
They don't have Tony Dorsett to do it.
No.
3rd and goal.
Or the Metrodome.
Right. Cleveland is 0 for 6 on 3rd down tonight. Here they are, 3rd down and goal. Fake. Throw. Oh, juggled. He had it and couldn't hold on. 6 points go wasting there, and Njoku can't bring it in. 4th and goal.
Wow, what a call again by Dorsey. I think we all expected they're going to just run this with Chubb. They play action to Chubb. Njoku gets behind him, just the ball, just not able to secure the ball. It gave Queen a chance to get back there and knock it away.
How ironic. The number 2 and 3 tight ends make the big plays on this drive, and your top tight end, one of the best in the league, drops it.
Yeah, right away. Points to himself, kind of owns it. Here we go.
Jerome Ford is now in the backfield. Out of the gun on 4th down and goal. Forward in motion. Winston under pressure. Gonna run it into the end zone. Whoa. Jameis Winston looked like he was going to get sacked. Takes off. They go 65 yards in 10 plays.
I mean, Jameis Winston is living a dream right now.
No doubt.
This guy, he saw his smile when he was talking to Kaylee in the pregame, saying how blessed he feels to have a chance to play tonight, and how fitting here, a fourth down play. The Steelers caught in man-to-man coverage. I thought he was about to give up on a play. Looks behind him. He didn't really know where to go. Escapes. And with that man coverage, nobody had him, and he gets that touchdown.
Go for 2. His first rushing TD in 3 years. Brings Judy inside. Throws, and this time it's held on to by Njoku for the 2-point conversion.
Well, what a interesting sequence with Jameis Winston. There's the touchdown. Look at his helmet. Bang. You can see the communication aspect of his helmet popping out of his helmet. He's trying to fix it, saying, guys, I can't hear you. I can't communicate. They still called a 2-point play. It's dangling in front of his eyes, right in his vision. He still makes a perfect throw to the tight end Njoku, and they get the 2-pointer to, by the way, go up by 12. So they're trying to fix that helmet. You ever seen that?
No, can't make it up. I mean, this is crazy.
Nothing's going to stop number 5 tonight. You wonder, why wouldn't you go up by 12? Well, if you get a touchdown and a 2-pointer and a field goal, they still have that 12-point lead.
Have to get 2 touchdowns. Drop from the 5. Cordero Patterson to the 32-yard line. To Kaylee again.
So guys, it turns out what you saw pop out of Jameis's helmet was the battery to the communication device, but it stayed attached. So I am told by the Browns staff that he maintained his ability to communicate that entire time. But yes, they did pop it right back in, and the helmet's good to go.
Unbelievable.
How about, I mean, what a story with Jameis. I mean, we've seen other quarterbacks kind of wash out. Oh, they're done. They're just backups, and they resurface and resurrect their careers. Geno Smith out at Seattle. Baker's done that. Flacco's done that. Seen Sam Darnold do it in Minnesota.
To the outside goes the throw here. 4-yard gain. Darnell Washington, 2nd and 6.
He wants to take it to another level, and he has certainly done that for the Browns defense.
Here's Fields now in the game. Saw him earlier. So they go to Justin Fields. He will keep it. And the ex-Bear down the sideline he goes before he's thrust out of bounds off a block from Connor Hayward. So they bring him in for a special play from a special package, and he gets 30.
Remember, Taysom Hill gave this defense an issue last week with these zone read looks. Good blocks downfield by Hayward, a 2-for-1. Stays in bounds and picks up some huge yards. I talked to Jim Schwartz about that this week, and he talked about, we prepped, and even in a short week, we know Fields is going to come in there. We've got to be ready for those zone read looks, and we got to be able to defend and set that edge. That time he got around with that big block and picked up yards.
You saw Ward and Delpit run into each other. Fields stays in here. This time he tries the other side and goes into the bench. Devin Bush takes care of him there. Wilson looks back. Who's coming into the game? Wilson, or is Fields coming back in?
Yeah, Fields is going to stay in the game, it looks like. But I think anybody who's ever watched him play, whether in college at Ohio State or even with the Bears, obviously he can throw the football. Right now he's that change of pace guy to Russell Wilson, running the more traditional style of offense. But don't be surprised at all to see him at any point pull this ball back and throw it and try to find a receiver to try to make a play. Defense changes their scheme because of his threat to run the football.
2nd down, 12. Snap a little high, handles it, under pressure, throws up a 50-50 ball. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they hit him late.
Yep, you got Jordan Hicks coming in, and a flag, personal foul.
I think that was one of those that Terry might be able to help us. It wasn't so much late, it was he landed on him with all his weight on the follow-through once he hit him after the throw. one that, over the last couple years, I think fans sometimes, Terry, get confused on, but it's watch him drive him into the ground, Terry. I think that's what they call.
Absolutely, Kirk. He has to brace. He has to get to the side. He buries the quarterback, punishes him with his shoulder.
Yep.
Clearly a body weight foul for roughing the passer.
Now Russell Wilson is back in. Tough to stop when you're coming in on skates. 10 minutes to play in regulation. From the 22. Harris. Yard or two. Shelby Harris makes the stop. Under 10 minutes to play. 18-6 Cleveland.
Not to sound like a broken record, but again, the red zone area, the plus territory for these guys has been an ongoing problem. I thought Russell Wilson, he's been playing well, but didn't you feel that when Fields was in there, he gave him a little spark, he gave him a little bit of something, the threat of running, and then also throwing the football?
Well, they've gone 7 quarters without a touchdown. Now you got a little jump from Okoronkwo.
Neutral zone infraction, defense number 54. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Okoronkwo coming across the line, turning a 2nd and 8 into a 2nd and 3 now.
Kind of a no-brainer. Who can help Russell Wilson out in the pass game? Who can win one-on-one down here? George Pickens down isolated one-on-one against Emerson.
Maybe Freiermuth. Wilson throws. Here's Harris helping him out. And Harris dives forward for a first down.
Boy, how big is that 2-point conversion that he had with the battery hanging out over his face? They end up hitting it, going up by 12. And just a call, instead of, hey, let's just go up, let's be safe, let's kick the extra point. The decision to go for 2 there, to get it to 12 is big.
Need 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
right.
simply you kick one field goal and a 2-point conversion with a TD.
That's right.
First and goal. Warren flanking Wilson. Instead, they give it to Patterson. Coming around the corner. Nowhere. Read perfectly. Delpit is right there. Devin Bush as well. 2nd down and goal.
Boy, did Devin Bush feel this the entire way. Instead of reading these guys that are pulling, he's right here, and he just does a good job of using his eyes and trusting, and then being able to work through the blocker, the tight end there, Freiermuth. So good instincts, good feel and discipline staying home, and then good job of fighting through that block to finish the play.
And now you bring Fields.
Defense number 9.
Whoa.
After this is to the goal, automatic
Unsportsmanlike conduct, something coming up.
First toward potential disqualification.
After the play, Delpit must have said something, did something.
Yeah, I saw it. It was he and George Pickens going at it, and then he smacks at him after the whistle coming right here. Little smack right there. That's when the flag came up too.
So it's a 1st and goal. It's a 3-yard penalty as it turns out.
Oh, he grabbed the mouthpiece and threw it on the ground.
From the 3. Warren to the end zone. Touchdown Pittsburgh. Not the cleanest handoff, but it works.
And what an answer. What an answer here for Arthur Smith and Mike Tomlin. They go with Justin Fields. Instead of as a changeup, they go with him to try to provide a spark. And they get the drive that they needed to finally put a touchdown up on the board. And we got a long way still to go here with 7:57 to go.
69 yards, 7 plays, 5 of them on the ground. Boswell to try to make it a 5-point game. Had to handle that snap and got it down. That's a tough stretch. They end with Cincinnati in Pittsburgh. You look at I got to tell you, you look at this crowd. There's almost everybody is still here. The kickoff will be fielded at the 1-yard line. Jerome Ford to the 24. More on Jameis.
Yeah, what a night it's been. And Steelers are not going away.
No
what
way.
a drive and what an answer. We're going to have a lot of fun here in this last 7:48.
Oh, yeah. Plenty of time. Winston from the 24.
180. What's that?
Chubb. No gain. You know, I started to write the fans. You know, every town, oh, we got the greatest fans, blah, 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 right? But look at this. It's a near blizzard. It's and it's mainly Cleveland fans. I know Pittsburgh sometimes overtakes
Not
stadiums.
tonight, though.
Not
this
tonight.
is like 90%.
Not at all.
Cleveland.
Look at this.
And they're 2-8.
They're staying
on a Thursday night.
2-8 Thursday night. Terrible weather. You got to hand it to them.
No, you got to hand it to
Yep.
them. And they have the team has responded at least up to this point.
2nd down and 9. Yeah, they've given him a show tonight for sure. Look out! Ball's out. Steelers have it. Nick Herbig, who made a couple of very big plays last week, coming back from an injury, does it again.
Well, finally, that was the concern tonight. Ifedi, the right tackle, who's had to move over with Dewan Jones down, had to move over to left tackle. He's had a relatively quiet night. But here, with a tight end there, Herbig is lined up outside and uses his quickness there with a slow movement there by 65. He's able to get around him, and good job of locating the football. He learned that from TJ Watt. Knocked that ball loose on the ground. White jerseys on it. Steelers got the break that they needed.
Covered by Deshaun Elliott.
Snowy.
Delpit's the guy who forced the fumble from Derrick Henry last week. Herbig was the man. So Winston looking at the tablet. Herbig on the sideline. Russell Wilson takes over at the ball at the 27-yard line. Play action. Going for it all. Oh, and somehow behind Pickens. Rodden McLeod was back there on the play. Look for a moment as if Pickens would secure it. A little behind, 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Pickens' angle is working more across the field. And the ball is thrown more up the field. And then he just doesn't locate it. I don't know if it's because of the snow or what. See how he's looking behind him. I think Russell Wilson is expecting him to work a little bit more vertical as opposed to across the field. He's not quite on the same page, but he had him beat.
Well, it was there. 2nd and 10. Draw. Harris fighting for a couple of extra yards, making it 3rd down. Call it 7. Under 7 to play.
Jim Schwartz has dialed up a lot of pressure. They've been winning up front. Myles Garrett been such a big factor tonight. 3rd down, he's lined up to the blind side and the left to Russell Wilson. He does not want to hold on to this football. The ball needs to come out quickly here.
3rd and 6. Garrett just got circled. They double team him. Wilson to the end zone again. Can he hold it in? Austin, yes he can. Touchdown. Calvin Austin. 23 yards. And the Steelers take the lead.
They had split safeties. It's the perfect call. Delpit's here, safety here. You got to work to the middle. That's exactly what they're able to do. Nice throw right on the line, over top of the linebackers. Could not have been thrown any better by Russell Wilson.
Got position on Newsome. In he goes. They'll go for 2 to try to make it a 3-point game.
That's not an easy target. I mean, usually you throw that route, it's to a big tight end or a lanky receiver. Austin in the slot. He's 5'9". So think about that target to make that throw. That's how perfect of a throw that was by Wilson.
2 big catches tonight for Austin. 1 for 46 and pay dirt here from 23. And that's incomplete. Intended for Patterson. So it remains a 1-point game. Looked like they were dead in the water. or in the snow, and all of a sudden they have the lead again. But still have 6:15 to go.
Yep.
Cleveland has all of its timeouts. 29 degrees on the shores of Lake Erie.
The Russell Wilson vertical pass game back on display tonight, even in these conditions for the Steelers.
Drop picked up from the 8-yard line. Ford to the 33.
Let's go back and look at Myles Garrett, who's had a big night, and this is on that touchdown pass. Look at Freiermuth, who's helping out Dan Moore. Dan Moore's been out there isolated from time to time. That time Freiermuth was not going to let him. But that hit that Russell Wilson took after he released that football, there's the great ball to Austin. Couldn't have been placed any better. And then the two-pointer where he tried to get it to Patterson.
Well, you tell me.
Yeah.
One of those.
Let Terry tell me on that.
Could you not? Was it catchable?
Good luck.
On we go. Winston has that one knocked down. It's so funny because the game starts. We're talking.
How impactful was that last series of plays? The last time the Browns started their drive, the Steelers only had an 18% win probability. That fumble got the Steelers to 46% win probability. And ultimately, on that touchdown, they got all the way up to 61% win probability. The Browns couldn't close the game out with that at that first drive. Now they're behind the 8 ball.
For Winston, I mean, what's his future?
Well, right now he's standing over there on the sideline.
Yeah, we got Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He comes back in the game which is a surprise.
And he's kind of their version of Justin Fields as far as a changeup and what he can do.
Nothing like putting a guy in ice cold on the bench
right.
with 6 minutes to go.
Literally ice cold.
Let's see what you got. What he got is a handoff here to Chubb. Picks up about 3. So Dorian Thompson-Robinson, when Watson tore his Achilles, Thompson-Robinson finished that game. Then Winston started the next game. So he comes in for one play and out he goes.
He is a threat to be able to get he can throw it also, but also has that ability to kind of pull the ball and get around the edge the way Fields can. Remember, Winston's been throwing the football. He's been doing a really good job of making quicker decisions. Steelers taking away. Look at their coverage, a little bit tighter.
No play.
The left tackle looked like he moved. Remember, he just gave up a sack, and now this time he moves.
Offense number 65. 5-yard penalty.
Ifedi again taking the place of the injured DeJuan Jones. Kaylee.
Guys, Myles Garrett is in the blue medical tent on the Brown sideline right now. He went in with an athletic trainer for a minute, and it wasn't long before the independent concussion specialist joined him in there. That specialist just left, and it looks like they're headed to the monitor.
He's already had a huge night, 3 sacks in the first half. Watchman held in check tonight. Ford is the running back. Pressured. On the run. On the move. Throws. Leaping grab at the 40-yard line. Jerry Jeudy. Extends the play. Jeudy gets free. And meanwhile,
how did he got
hit.
Yeah, he got hit after he threw it. How did he get this ball over top of this coverage? We can barely see him. How does he locate Jeudy and make this throw up and over that defender?
Sonar.
That was incredible. On the run, over Elliott, and in the hands of Jeudy on that third down play. And then takes a hit on, well, not too much of a hit there by Queen.
A little slow in getting up.
Trying to sell it, looking for 15 more.
From the 39, off the fake, rolling the other way. Throws into traffic, and that's incomplete. That time trying to get it to Elijah Moore. Njoku was also in the area. 2nd and 10.
Just when you think Jameis Winston and the Browns, same old Browns, Steelers are gonna find a way to win, and the Browns are gonna find a way to lose. Jameis Winston says, "Not so fast, my friend." When that completion gets into plus territory, I think.
Oh,
he's in plus territory, right?
Nice ode to Lee Corso. Not so fast. 2nd and 10. broken up. That time Njoku covered on the play, knocked away by Beanie Bishop. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, he got away with one there. I don't know if he couldn't see Bishop or, the one thing with Jameis Winston, he gets on a roll. He's a gunslinger. He's going to take some chances. Very, very close to the rookie here of being able to step in front of that football and intercepting that.
But Cleveland is 0 for 7 on 3rd down. But if you get them to 4th down, they're 3 for 3 on 4th. 3rd and 10. Good protection. Throws intercepted at the 21-yard line. They pick him off. Dante Jackson.
Well, we've seen a lot of good decisions tonight by Jameis Winston, and here he tries to get this football into Elijah Moore, and again, he got tough conditions, but right before he throws this, look where the receiver is, and look where this football ends up going to the outside, right to the defender. So you break into the inside with the receiver, the ball is thrown more to the outside where Dante Jackson has outside leverage. You can even see the way the football came out of his hand. I don't know if it slipped out of his hand, but it did not look like the throws that he's made tonight where it's been decisive and the ball's come out and it's been on a line. That one kind of sloppy and bounced to the outside on him.
So strategy comes into play right now with your timeout usage. They have all 3 to the 27-yard line. He goes here 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, still a long way to go. Let's take a look at our next gen stats powered by AWS. We talked about his vertical passing game, what he's known for, those moonshots. We haven't seen a lot of moonshots, but 4 of 6, 135 on passes thrown 20 yards or further. That's a big difference in his game right now. So good job of dealing with the conditions. Fields now into the game with the ability to run it. They just want to stay in bounds and try to pick up first downs.
And Garrett out of the 10, and he's in the game. 2nd and 7. Harris. Big 3rd down here, because if they pick up a first down, you got to start thinking of using your timeouts. They may even use one here. With 3:32, it's going to be 3rd down and 4, and Cleveland will take a timeout right here.
I think it's important for us to talk real quick about Justin Fields and the wrinkle that he brings. I was talking to Arthur Smith about this. It's not just he's a runner and he's in the game. You know how much practice time it puts on Kevin Stefanski and any team that gets ready to play the Steelers? Because it's zone read, you can't just say, oh, when 2 comes in, he's a run threat. You've got to spend so much time, and he may not even ever get in the game. So it takes away from your time that you can spend on Russell Wilson and the normal offense that they're attacking you with because of the threat of the zone read game, the power read game, QB run game. And it's just a nice little wrinkle, not just tonight, but the rest of the way for Arthur Smith and this Steelers offense all year long.
You got 2 quarterbacks. You got 1 and 1A. 3rd and 4. Field stays in. Go empty here for the moment. Now Harris next to him. Fields is going to throw long, and it's incomplete, intended for Pickens. And Pickens going wild, wanted the flag. Emerson covering him on the play. And this is exactly what Cleveland was praying for.
Yeah.
They stop him, and they stop the clock.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, and this is part of what you get coverage-wise when you have the athletic quarterback in there. It's just one-on-one. And I think the reason you want an interference is, again, Emerson's just kind of running aimlessly there, not really finding the football, but he didn't really affect him at all in his route.
Meanwhile, the kick here is a short one. Corliss Waitman. You can't even tell. Did somebody get a hand on it?
No, I think he just shanked it. He did not hit that good at all. Just came off the side of his foot.
Well, we saw a 12-yard punt before from Bajorquez, and this one on what was a 4th and 4 will be spotted in Pittsburgh territory, we think.
Yeah, that just came off the inside of his foot. Nobody got a hand on it. just missed it. Think about this. This Steelers team wins games like this, again, with special teams being a big part of the equation. And here with the game on the line, you need a big punt. You shank one, and now Jameis Winston a chance to bounce back from that interception to Jackson.
That was a 15-yard punt. So at the 45, Cleveland now. Through the middle. Gain of 7. Ford.
You were saying at the break, Dustin Hopkins, after the week he had last week, really the year he has had, could this game potentially come down to his leg in these conditions? He's a great kicker. He just has had a tough time, and especially last week.
We're going to find out pretty quickly. It's under 3 minutes to go. There's Hopkins getting loose on the sideline. 2nd and 4. Cleveland 2 timeouts. And the 2-minute warning. Winston in trouble. Winston hangs in there. Winston throws. Dropped. Had his man. Had Akins. Couldn't hold on. 3rd and 4.
The Steelers here making a blunder. Queen and Elliott both taking Njoku. Njoku works here. You got 2 defenders that go with him. So you got nobody on the other tight end. He's all alone. Nobody has it. I mean, if he kept, look at the room to run if he catches that football. Nobody took Akins.
Looked like he almost jumped a little early, too. 3rd down and 4. 0 for 8 are the Browns on 3rd down. Tipped, incomplete. Deshaun Elliott, 4th down.
Well, this is where, you know, you have the play. Ken Dorsey's held on to it. It's the play that you feel based on the coverage you know you're going to get, that Jameis Winston's going to get back out and get the ball. If it's man coverage, maybe rubs or crossers, mesh routes underneath, try to create a pick.
3 for 3 on 4th down. Here they are again.
Been a quiet night for this man because of the double teams and the chips.
Watt, double him again, chip him again, passes a little low, and caught. Jerry Jeudy was right there.
What a job. We just said use a pick, use a rub, anything you can do. That's what Jeudy uses with Njoku. Man coverage, and watch how he uses the big fella, almost as just set a screen. Get away from him, use the big man to be able to help you out, get the 1st down.
Go to your knees, make the catch, pass to the outside here, and that'll be caught by Jordan Akins, and that will make it 2nd down. They're going to try to go without a huddle, but they stop right here.
Yeah. How about him just not only making the catch, but staying in bounds? I mean, every yard counts right now, right? I mean, just getting closer to this field goal for Hopkins.
Inside 5 minutes, 2nd half, clock doesn't wind, so it stopped at 2:05 as he went out of bounds. 2nd down and 2. Needing 2, getting none. Ford, 2-minute warning. So many big plays.
4 or 5 this year. It's beyond 50 where he's struggled.
Nothing is for certain right now. That picture says it all. That picture says it all.
The snap alone, right?
3rd down and 2. 0 for 9 on 3rd down. Can they convert here? Look out, under pressure. Fires, and that is incomplete that time because Patrick Queen had a free shot at him. So it's 4th down and 2.
Really good defense here. They're going to take a look at this. Did Winston just try to get rid of the football? There wasn't any receivers anywhere around that. There was just offensive linemen. Can you imagine if this is intentional grounding and they move this back?
Take them out of field goal range. Right now, you know, in this weather, you're on the cusp. You're a 43-yard field goal, which would be a 58-yard field goal if they call it intentional grounding. So here we are. Make the call. Crowd, of course, is already making the call. Brett Allen will have the official word.
Yeah, there's no receiver in the area. The ball didn't get past the line of scrimmage here. I mean,
It's a little assist from upstairs. All right, Terry, you want to weigh in quickly?
Yeah, he's certainly in the pocket. There's no receiver in the vicinity. The only issue would be it looks like he starts his motion.
Illegal touching of a pass. Offense number 55.
Oh.
It's a 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
So you're saying he got hit as he was starting to throw the football?
The penalty, and it's fourth down.
Exactly, Kirk. That's why it's not intentional grounding. But apparently a lineman intentionally touched the football, touched the pass, which is a 5-yard penalty.
Okay.
Right. Posick, Ethan Posick.
It would have been interesting to see where that ball would have gone if he wouldn't have been hit, because I don't think it had a lot on it. But anyway, they wave it off.
Meanwhile, they're holding up play. Allen's coming over. Brad Allen's coming over to the sideline here. For the moment, they have it at the 25, but he said a 5-yard penalty. He's talking to Tomlin, explaining to Mike what the situation is here. So the original scrimmage was the 25. Going to be fourth down. Where's the ball?
They announced that Pittsburgh declined the penalty. Let's see if he, after talking to Mike Tomlin.
The pass is declined.
Okay.
Fourth down.
Yeah.
All right, fourth down. So 4th and 2. They're basically saying, all right, you want to try a 43-yard field goal, or you want to go for it, and they're going to go for it. And meanwhile, Hopkins.
Am I missing something here? I mean, you got a chance to win the game, right?
Well,
I mean, I guess it just tells you about the conditions.
Well, you're still at 155, and Pittsburgh is 2 times. There's a lot going on here. Now they're going to move it back. It's originally declined, but it's a 5-yard penalty. Hang with us, gang. We're all in this together.
Well, they declined it, and then after talking to him, they push him back
to the 30. So there's your 5-yard penalty. It's still third down, and third down and 7.
That makes sense.
Ready for play. Not ready for play.
Timeout, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, their second, it will be 30 seconds.
The wheels, they are spinning, as Keith Jackson might say. Terry, there was a little confusion out of the field. What was the end result?
Yeah, they originally they declined the penalty, and then they went through all of the options. It's not a loss of down. They decided to accept the 5-yard penalty and repeat the down.
Okay. So Hopkins still on the sideline. Ball at the 30. Snow has barely abated. 3rd and 7. In the pocket. Has a man to the 13-yard line. Jerry Jeudy having some night. 6 catches, 87 yards for him.
What a job here is staircasing against man coverage. Looks like we have a flag that comes in late. Joey Porter passes it off to Minka Fitzpatrick, and it looked like a little bit of indecisive miscommunication there by the defense, but a great ball there by Jameis to give Jeudy a chance.
Penalty on the defense. Oh, man. Bishop hits Jeudy. So it's a 1st and goal from the 43. We might go back and look at that play in a second. Not sure they touched him down.
I think if they did, it was with a leg.
Yeah, barely. Here goes, breaking tackles. To the 1-yard line he goes.
Now, of course, Cleveland does not want to be in any hurry at all. Pittsburgh, because they used that timeout, but they had a late defensive substitution in just a few plays ago, they're down to just 1 timeout.
And obviously, if Cleveland gets into the end zone, Pittsburgh needs its own touchdown. Field goal would do no good. Second down and goal. 67, 66 seconds, ticking down. Winston from the gun. Hands it off. To the end zone goes Chubb. Touchdown, Browns. Look at this crowd. Nobody's left.
The Browns are obviously going to go for 2 here, and probably because I've lived in Ohio most of my life and I've felt the pain of the Browns fans, my first thought as soon as he scored is he scored too fast. 57 seconds, even if they go for 2 here, you're going to give Russell Wilson with a timeout plenty of time to work back.
He'll have 1 timeout. He'll have whatever's left of the clock. After the kick, they go for 2 to try to make it a 7-point game. Well, he had Chubb lined up in the backfield as the tailback.
False start. Offense number 59.
Hard.
5-yard penalty.
So hard to do a hard count down in there.
That's Winston Reed, who's a defensive player. They put him in as the fullback. Then he flinches. Now, well, you're in the same situation, basically, even though you're moving it back.
Yeah, change the personnel groupings.
Right.
Get a little bit more spread look.
Still need 2 to make it 7. Chubb comes out. Judy's had a big night. He's wide right. Now he goes into motion. He gets stacked on the left side. Winston throwing for Judy. Broken up. Elliott in the end zone. What a crazy game.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson's got 57 seconds at a timeout. This ball's going, this ball is going across midfield, and we're all going to be holding on for dear life here to see how this thing's going to end. What a job that Winston and Judy have done for this offense. Judy had such a great route. I think Porter there at the end, did he touch him with his left leg? Looked like he maybe did. The ball, he just drops the ball.
Not sure I want this then. This one's too much fun.
I know. Oh man, it's so good to see 24 in a Browns uniform running hard after everything he's been through, the rehab that he worked so hard for 14 months to get back in, and scores 2 touchdowns tonight. There's the 2-pointer. Unable to come up with that, but they still have the 5-point lead.
Yeah, but Chubb's averaging less than 3 yards a carry.
Yep.
But still those 2 big TDs. 3 sacks for Garrett in the first half. So what magic remains? Wilson's had a great night, 18 to 22 for 240. We talked about last year we were here, and Joe Flacco came out of retirement to lead them to the playoffs with a win over the Jets on a Thursday night. And this year it's Jameis Winston, again with Watson getting hurt. He'll be one of the big heroes tonight if they hold on. This is when the PA announcer will say, "Thank you for coming, and drive carefully on your way home tonight," and he'll mean it. Hopkins. It's returnable from the 10. Jaylen Warren. And he will work his way back out to about the 35. Meanwhile, we can tell you,
he knows where he wants to find the matchups. You got Myles Garrett, who's going to be in a sprinter's stance to try to get after him. He's already had a big night with a number of sacks. What can Pittsburgh do? They got a back there, it looks like, to try to help Dan Moore out on that left side.
Can he go 64 yards in 50 seconds? One timeout. Rush 4. Pass caught up at the 38-yard line. Freiermuth works his way for what should be a first down or close to it.
Russell Wilson, again, been in these situations a million times. He realizes the urgency he's got to go with here at 30 seconds, then one timeout.
Trying to get in a position where at least he can throw a Hail Mary if nothing else. On the move. Incomplete. Barring the intended receiver in the manner of speaking. Isaiah McGuire put the heat on. Now you're down to 22 seconds.
Yeah, none of the receivers, as he rolled to his left and went into scramble mode, nobody worked with him. He was running that time, and it looked like Pickens was just kind of stopped once he saw Russell Wilson scrambling, so nobody helping him on that scramble. All he could do was throw it away.
Still 3rd and 1, so Freiermuth did not get the first down. 3rd and 1, put 1 second more back on the clock. It's at 23. He has to throw a jump pass. Warren. And now they have to take their timeout with 16 seconds. He gets the first down.
Timeout. Pittsburgh, their 3rd and final. It will be 30 seconds.
30-second timeout. Schwartz's defense, can they hold?
Well, you got 16 seconds, and obviously Pickens is your main vertical threat downfield. We saw Calvin Austin make a play as well. Mike Williams, who's not 100% a few weeks ago against the Commanders, made a catch late. He's coming off of the field right now. But the big thing is, I don't know if I go into Hail Mary mode right now. I still think with a veteran quarterback like this, maybe you get a crosser, something where you can pick up 10 to 20 yards near the boundary to get out of bounds or get up to the ball and spike it into the ground.
Real quick, with a 16, you can do either. So the ball is at the 44 of the Browns. Puts Freiermuth in the slot. You got 3 receivers to the right side. Wilson dancing. Throws that one away. Now you got 10 seconds. Now you're really compelled either to get the guy out of bounds or do your Hail Mary act right here.
How about rushing 4 and being able to get that kind of pressure on a quarterback in this moment in the game? I mean, you would think rushing 4 that he's going to be back there with all kinds of time, especially in these conditions. But Myles Garrett leading the charge there with a spin move, got into him.
Ten seconds, whistles.
Yeah, Browns timeout.
Yep, timeout, Cleveland.
Charge timeout. Cleveland, their 2nd. It will be 30 seconds.
What was that year? 2012, the Monday Night Football, the Russ Hail Mary against the Packers. So he's got it in him.
Yeah, Russ has been involved in some fantastic finishes, both pro and con, as you know. But a great career. What's he got in store tonight? Next week, Friday, Raiders Chiefs on Black Friday. Day game, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific.
Jim Schwartz electing to get his safeties obviously way back. He's going to continue to rush the 4. Thornhill is back deep. Rodney McLeod is back deep.
Yeah, they're standing at the 15-yard line. 4-man rush again. Wilson has to go to the outside, and that is caught. So Austin makes that catch. Now you have 6 seconds.
You know, that took 4 seconds. So if Cleveland plays the same type of defense, you could theoretically try to run something similar to that. You know, try to get maybe another 8 to 10 yards.
Ooh,
Be tight. I did it in 4 seconds.
Yeah, they could. 3rd and 1. 6 seconds.
Cleveland going to call another timeout.
Yeah, now you got 3 down linemen.
Charge timeout. Cleveland, their 3rd and final.
Yeah, they moved Jordan Hicks into a spot around 8 yards downfield. The safety's very deep. So the Cleveland Browns trying to become giant killers. Beat Baltimore. How much do you think the Ravens want to see this game end this way tonight, huh?
Oh, yeah.
John Harbaugh and company, I'm sure.
Just another reminder that the NFL, I mean, every week, seems like almost every game, one possession, you never know what the heck's going to happen. These teams are all so close. It's just a matter of who can play consistently. And that's what separates these teams.
Everybody knows nothing, you know?
Oh, yeah, of course.
3rd and 1. Rush 3, drop 8. Now a late rush. Thrown up for grabs in the end zone. How does this one end? Incomplete. Right down to the nub. Denzel Ward knocks it down. Jordan Hicks, a late rush that time, put the heat on. They rushed 3 initially. Hicks came late, put the heat on. Now you got Pickens upset about something. To pull him away. Jameis Winston. 10th year in the league. People want to know, where did Jameis Winston go?
Here he is.
He went to Cleveland as the backup. He was actually the number 3 quarterback at one point.
This defense got the pressure most of the night. Did what they had to do. This time, this ball, the moon ball, the infamous moon ball up in the air.
Yeah, you got 4 Steelers down there.
Yeah, none of the receivers really in position to have any chance at all. Good job by the Browns knocking that straight down.
4 receivers, 6 defenders. But he launches one, and there was that late move, legal, by Jordan Hicks.
Jim Schwartz, Myles Garrett, what a night for both of those two.
Well, like you say, you have a team 2-8, meaning a team 8-2. The line on the game was relatively close, all things considered. And the Browns do put on a show tonight.
The Browns have now beaten the Steelers 5 of the last 6 when they've come here to Cleveland.
Yep.